See bikes out on the racetrack as we get ready now for Stock 50. Race number 3, the youngest riders on the property. These are the racers between the ages of 6 and 8 years old. They also ran 2 races yesterday, very challenging conditions for them. A lot of lessons were learned in race number 2, but now they get to apply what they learned yesterday, and they have another wet race here in front of them.
They got some experience this morning in these conditions as well, in practice and qualifying.
When they went out yesterday, Roger, remember the track was changing. It's starting to dry out a little bit, so some of them getting that experience in the mixed conditions. And great part about these race weekends for them is you take a look at all the riders making their way to the starting grid. This is how they qualified for racing today. Cruz Texter, after getting his first win yesterday, able to be our pole sitter.
Yeah, Bruno there, middle of the front row, and Chip Lampley there, third.
Back on row 2, you have Colton Parker, Camden Dill, Cooper Jazikoff. We already saw his brother Chase earlier. Go back to row 3, you have Marcus Sue, Maverick Tancredi, Riley Raines.
Then you got Cal King, Maximus Nolan, and Everly Landry.
12 riders out in the Stock 50 class. Some last words of advice.
Look how little these kids are. I mean, it's just incredible. Look at the face. Look how wide his eyes are.
He looks nervous, doesn't he? It's Chip Lampley, the number 41 that we're getting a good look at right now as he looks down the grid. He's on the front row, qualified 3rd. Nice clear shot of turn 1 and the work ahead for these young riders. Yeah, you can see how small they are. Look how big the helmets look sitting on these bikes. All Hondas out there in this class. There's a 26 of Cruz Texter, our pole sitter. He won race number 2 yesterday. So he earned 38 points through the first 2 races, but he's one of the riders that did not go to one of the qualifier races for this weekend, so he does not have those 10 bonus points coming into the final 2 races, so he's going to have to earn them out on the racetrack. Riders now on their warm-up lap.
Watching their qualifying this morning, you can just tell Cruz was a lot more confident than the other kids in the wet. And I don't think he's just got a lot more experience. I think it just comes down to a confidence thing. Some parts of that qualifier, he was 10 seconds quicker than the guy in second. So we're going to see some of these other riders get more experience, see if they can pick up the pace.
His dad, Corey Texter, the race director here for the Mission Mini Cup National Final, and put so much work in over the course of the last 12 months to really help this event grow and double the entries from what were here last season. But because of all of that work, doesn't get to spend as much time with Cruz and his racing as he would like to. And Cruz also wasn't sure if he wanted to come out and race this weekend.
It's been fun watching Cruz in the wet because he's a flat track kid, and he's going in the corner in these wet conditions. He's putting his foot out like he's flat tracking. So it's been kind of fun to watch. Some corners he's got his foot out, others he's trying to get his knee down.
Flat track is where he's been spending his time so far this racing season. So really just getting used to being back on the road course scene. And he looked a little uneasy in that first race yesterday. But then getting that win in race number 2, you could really see what it did for his confidence. See the big smile on his face yesterday as well, and all of these young riders over there having fun in the weather delay that we had. You could see the bubbles and the smiles and all those memories that we talked about earlier.
This 50 class, they let the parents be on the track even after the warm-up lap just to help them line up in the right place and point where the light is. You seen the kid's dad there just saying, hey, the light's over here on the right.
And that's a change from yesterday when we switched the race direction here for the racetrack. These kids having to, which way do I look? Which way do I go? A lot on the shoulders for these young riders, but you can see the focus. You can see how badly they won it. That was Bruno Bolanos that we saw there with his dad. He qualified in the middle of that front row. See the yellow helmet on the red bike. Looks like they're all in their positions. Everyone's lined up. Eyes to the left, looking at the lights. They are on. We are racing here, race number 3 for the stock 50 category. Looks like trouble starting. Was that Bruno?
I think it was Bruno.
Bruno Bolanos there from the front row, having a hard time getting going.
Cruz Texter didn't have a problem getting going, though. Great start. See, talked about the leg down. See, Ryder also crashing in turn 2 about mid-pack.
You can hear everybody say, keep going, keep going. So an official running over to help that rider. Not as much power for the for these younger riders, so getting up this hill is challenging conditions. They're going to be mentally tired after this one.
Big time. We talked to some of the riders yesterday. Were talking about how they were getting a little tired after the races. We see the rider that crashed down and able to get off the track.
He's up in the official with the bike right now. We'll see if he's able to get back on board, but working the second lap now. Working toward the second lap now. This is a 5-lap race for the stock 50 category. See how they all line up once they get to the stripe. There's Bruno with the yellow helmet. Number 95 coming across the line.
He's had a great recovery from that. He went all the way to last off the start.
Yeah, and he's able to. Remember, he had that bad start, but he was able to get it back going and keep his head down and keep on going. Cruz Texter still staying out front in the lead. You see Camden Dill there on the number 27. He's in 6th place right now. There's a look at Cruz.
Same trying to tuck in on the straightaway.
A lot of confidence, very focused young rider. He's 7 years old. But he has a lot of experience. His family races each and every race weekend. While it's not always road racing, he has a lot of experience on 2 wheels, and you can really see his confidence.
Yep.
There's the foot out you talked about, Roger.
I think just that experience on all different disciplines really helps a rider in the wet conditions like this. You know, some of the other riders might not be used to the bike ever sliding around, and Cruz, that's kind of what he grew up doing.
See his eyes looking towards pit lane there as he came across the line. I wonder if that's where Corey's standing. I wonder if his team's down there at the end of the fence. You can really see it. Cruz with almost 11.5-second advantage over Chip Lampley in 2nd place. Bruno Bolanos.
Bruno might be able to catch Chip. He was quite a bit quicker that last lap.
1:21.5 for Bruno. 1:27 that last lap for Chip. So that start not hurting him nearly as badly as it could have. A lot of determination for that young rider.
He's going to make the pass right here up the top of this hill. No, just not close enough. Way to be patient. He has the pace, wet, tricky conditions. Doesn't need to force the issue just yet. Now, looks like he's going to try to make the pass as they come down the hill. See Chip trying the foot leg out as well.
Great job by Chip also. He didn't have any pressure the lap before, so he wasn't pushing nearly as much as he needed to. But now with Bruno closing up that gap, he's a little more aggressive, a little more defensive. Racing exactly as he needs to. The gap between these two closing in. You can see the live championship points as they run right now.
It's going to be a big pass for Bruno as far as points if he can get this spot here in 2nd place.
It's the 66 of Marcus Sue. These two riders coming across. This race also shortened down to 5 laps from the original 7.
Bruno was able to catch him pretty quick, but he just hasn't had the confidence to make the pass just yet.
Not wanting to force the issue, not wanting to make a mistake unnecessarily.
Chip does a good job fighting back every time Bruno did try to make a move. It looks like Bruno was able to finally make that pass stick.
Yeah, using that traffic to his advantage and working through it, but now with another bike in front of him. See if he's able to get through. White flag now being waved. Final lap of this 5-lap race. There's our race leader, Cruz Texter. Just textbook run for him. Not needing to push, not needing to be aggressive, just needing to be smart as we start the final lap. This battle for second. Bruno able to open up a little bit of a gap now. He had the pace. You said it, just wasn't able to make that pass when he needed to a couple laps ago, but here on this final lap, he's able to pick it back up. With his head down.
Look at his left leg. You see him moving his left leg.
You can tell that he's out there having a good time. He has a ton of confidence. He knows he has the pace, just doesn't need to make a mistake, doesn't have any pressure behind him. He's led every lap from the pole position. You can see him smiling too.
He knows what's about to happen.
Cruz Texter coming through the last turn, the checkered flag waving. It is a second race win for Cruz Texter here this weekend, a 1:20.8 on that last lap. So he's picking up the pace as well as we watch second place. This is Bruno Bolanos. Had a bad start, did not let it rattle him. Able to race his way through the field, get back up into podium condition, finish second. Chip Lampley able to finish in third, and that was a great final lap for Bruno Bolanos, the quickest one of the race. Anybody in the field, a 1:20.1.
That'll give him confidence. If this race too is wet like this, he knows that he has the lap times to be able to run with Cruz. So that's a big confidence booster, even though he's got second, lost some points.
We'll go back and look at what happened at the start of the race and get that cleaned up for the final race of the weekend for these young riders here in the Stock 50. Here's a replay of Cruz getting that checkered flag. You see him tuck his head in, going across the line.
Got to be aerodynamic.
Great run for that young 7-year-old rider. Had a win yesterday in race number 2, finished 4th in race number 1, so continuing to improve as the weekend goes on, and you can really see it in his riding, of the way he's more and more comfortable.
More aggressive on the, you can see it in his riding too. He did a lot of road racing this last year. Hasn't rode since last year here. You can see each session just gets that confidence. We talk about that so much. It doesn't matter where you're at in your riding. The confidence is such a huge part of it.
See him now out the window, coming to a stop. There's his dad, Corey Texter, right there. Big high five. Yes, job well done. And Bodie Page there to say congratulations as well. Basically like his big brother at this point in time, spending a lot of time Bodie is with the Texter family over the course of this racing season. Big congratulations. Just a great run for Cruz. Take a look at the full results. Second race win of the weekend for Cruz. Bruno there in second. Chip Lampley in third.
Cooper Jazikoff there, 4th. Kyle King there, rounding out the top 5. Maverick Tancredi, 6th.
Kyle King in 5th. That's pretty cool to see. He's the youngest rider here on the property this weekend. One of the young 6-year-olds. So great to see him mixing it up there towards the front of the field. A lot of great experience. We take a look at the championship points. After 3 races, 1 to go before we hand out a Stock 50 AMA #1 plate Cruz Texter in the lead with 73 points, 14 points ahead now of Cooper Jazikoff, who finished first and fifth in the first 2 races yesterday. And then Bruno Bolanos with that second place finish today, able to put himself up inside of the top 3. You can see Everly Landry down there rounding out our 12 young riders. Able to collect points today, finishing in 9th. Everyone will make their way back to the pit area now and shake their hands off a little bit after after gripping the bars for a while. There's another good look at
the eyes, Jamie.
You can see the focus on the face of a young 7-year-old. It's got to be nerve-wracking for these young riders. There he is. Focus forward, big smile on his face. Congratulations on a second race win here this week in Cruz. How much more difficult was this one?
The last race.
What was that? We didn't hear you right at the beginning. Was this one more challenging than yesterday?
Yeah.
Cruz, what is it about the wet conditions that you like so much?
I just like that it's just fun.
We saw you with your foot out a couple times. We saw you try to get your knee down a little lower, going from flat track back to road racing. What do you learn from being on so many different types of motorcycles?
Oh, just like how to ride the bikes and stuff.
What's your plan going into the race today now that you got a little points lead?
I just want to win.
Just want to win. It should be easy enough, right? You've already run 2 of them.
Yeah.
Job well done. Great race for you. Didn't put a wheel wrong. Looks like you're having a lot of fun out there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so Cruz will head back over to the team, and he'll get ready for the final race later on this afternoon. That one coming up at about 4:20. In the ages of 6 and 8 years old, it will be a 5-lap race. You see all the single file line.
Yep.
This is like elementary school classroom. We don't have the big group of them waiting to get onto the racetrack. These kids know what the job is. Line up. You get in line. Right at the front of the line, you see the number 26 of Kyle Kang. Talked a little bit about him over the course of the weekend. The youngest rider that is here on the property. Turned 6 years old back in June. Starts school on Wednesday. Going to get to go to his first grade class and tell all of his classmates about the cool racing that he did this weekend. A lot of support from all of the partners here to make this event happen and give these young riders a lot to look for over the course of these 2 days. As we look at the starting grid, sighting lap now underway. Our pole sitter, Cruz Texter, alongside Bruno Bolanos and Chip Lampley.
Then we got Colton Parker, Camden Deal, and Cooper Jazikoff.
We watched his brother earlier today. We go back to row 3. You've got Marcus Sue, Maverick Tancredi, and Riley Raines.
Yeah, Cal Kane, Maximus Nolan, and Everly Landry.
Those are our 12 young riders. Now with what looks to be a pretty dry racetrack in front of them. Out here on this sighting lap, they'll get a good look at it, see where it's different than it was earlier today. You see the championship point standings as they sit right now. Cruz Texter, a 14-point advantage over Cooper Jazikoff.
It's a big deal being inside the top 3 there. See how tight that is? At the end, all top 3 gets a trophy, gets up on the podium. So it's really a close battle right there from 2nd to 4th.
For Cruz, he wasn't even sure if he was going to come out and do the race this weekend. He's been spending a lot of his time this racing season over on the flat track scene and hasn't done a whole lot of road racing, but decided to come out and do it. He did not have any of the bonus points. He didn't do any of the qualifiers to get ready for this weekend, but he's been able to really turn some heads. Able to take home 2 wins through the first 3 races. He finished 4th in the opening race yesterday. Had a lot of confidence in the rain.
Lots.
See his dad, Corey, out there. official race director on hand this weekend. A lot of work behind the scenes to make this event happen. Over the last couple of seasons, he really pours a lot into the future stars of the sport. We talked about it yesterday, Roger, doing it for the love of the sport, wanting to watch it continue, wanting to give these kids an opportunity to really go out there and learn the craft, learn what they need to do to be able to find themselves on the big grids down the road.
Yeah, and for Corey, he does put so much work in this. I mean, it takes so much time for him to put all this together and all the work that goes into it. And, you know, and staff at MotoAmerica as well with what they put into this program. But Corey works a lot and a lot of hours going into this weekend.
See the riders now on the warm-up lap. Their final look at it before we get into the 5-lap race. See a little bit of spray through some of these sections where there's still a little bit of water on the track, but for the most part, Roger, the track is pretty dry. Going to create some passing opportunities for some of these young riders.
Just kind of remember where a couple of those little streams are coming across. It's still going to be a little bit wet. Make sure you get the bike straight up and down going over those. But it looks good.
Again, these are the youngest riders that are here this weekend, between the ages of 6 and 8 years old. So for them, they're just going out there and turning some laps. They're going out there having fun. How much attention gets paid to where the puddles are, we'll have to wait and see, but I think this is going to be a great race for all of these young riders. And even after the warm-up lap in this class, if you haven't been watching with us all weekend, they're able to be met out there by a crew member here for even after the warm-up lap, just to make sure that everyone is in the right spot, make sure everybody's lined up and ready, focusing on the right things. Where are the lights? You could see there Dad pointing over to the lights. Remember, they're on the left side of the track today.
This guy's already tucked in.
Bruno Bolanos, remember, he didn't have the best start in race 3 earlier, but he was able to ride through the field and able to bring home a second-place finish. So impressive lap times for him and a lot of focus. If he can clean up that start and have a better run at it, he could potentially go for a race win.
It really is the unknown going into this race. Practice or qualifying was wet.
See all their eyes looking at the lights. 5 laps in front of them. And we are racing here for the final race of the Stock 50 class. A couple wheelies at the line. Who's going to lead it going in to turn number 1?
Corey
have a rider down.
Try to make a move into turn 1. He does make it past going in 3.
A little bit of contact, and Cruz getting himself out front. Let's see if the rider's able to get up, looking at turn 1, and that rider was able to get up. Maverick Tancredi had a little bit of assistance there, so we'll see if he can get back on the bike, get it refired, run these laps in front of him.
Look at the lead Cruz already has.
Yeah, Cruz had to make a pass to put himself up there, but he is just able to open up a gap on the rest of this field while everyone's trying to settle into position. Bruno Bolanos had a better start here in the final race. We'll see if he's able to have the same pace that he had earlier and see if he can close that gap at all. There he is on the number 95 as the 66 in front of him. Marcus Sue, he had a great start as well. Marcus qualified back on row number 3, having himself at the sharp end after just 1 lap. So a lot of focus. But you can see the pace that Bruno has. So he gets closer and closer to the back of Marcus. Is there enough room there to make the pass? Not quite yet. Very smart.
He's looking, though. He definitely wants to make the pass. Maybe up here on the brakes. He gets a really good run out of that corner, but just not close enough. Good defensive line by Marcus, too, kind of closing off that entry.
All of the riders out there on the Honda CRF 50. Great learning platform for these young racers. Bruno continuing to look to see if he can get around, but Marcus is saying, hey, I've got the pace also. Right here, I'm going to make you work for it. As they come across the line. 3 laps remaining. Corey Texter out front. Nearly a 7-second advantage over this battle, continuing for second.
See if Bruno can line this pass up. He looked at it the lap before. It looks going to be able to make the move. Great job getting a run out of that corner and just making a good, clean pass.
Great smart racing for these 2 7-year-old riders. Marcus coming out of Tustin, California, part of the Apex racing team, so a lot of experience with the Apex races. Bruno from Austin, Texas, Bolanos Racing. He just turned 7 earlier this year. Well, Marcus is coming up on his 8th birthday, so a little bit more experience, but Bruno's fast.
Real fast.
We said it earlier, in the rain conditions, didn't have the qualifying that he wanted, but able to perform when he's needed to. What can you say about this kid? Cruz Texter, head down.
Just talk about confidence. He has that race where he goes out and wins. And from there, he's led every practice, every qualifying session, and every lap of both races today.
Also just 7 years old, racing a variety of bikes each and every weekend. Not sure where he wants to focus all of his attention in the future, but he knows he wants it to be on 2 wheels. His head down, tucked in.
Looking over, you see that little look to the left.
Looking to see who's around him, and he has no pressure. His last lap was a 13.3. His best lap so far came on lap 2. That was a 13.0, with the racetrack continuing to dry out and the comfort level there. We'll see what he's able to improve to now with the white flag being shown. The final lap here for the Stock 50 category.
Lap traffic.
See these riders coming up on the tail end of the field, and Marcus Sue was able to use it to his advantage and get through there beautifully. Finding himself back in 2nd place now, with Bruno back in 3rd, having to set it up all over again.
He's going to have to try to make a good, clean pass on this last lap.
For Cruz Texter, the live championship points right now, with what is set up to be his 3rd race win of this championship weekend, would give him a 20-point advantage over 2nd place of Marcus Sue. Cruz Texter finds himself in a position where he can take a breath, bring it home, get it to the line, and win number 3. I love the fact he waited until he saw the checkered flag to start pumping that fist. Job well done. And this battle continuing all the way to the line. It will be Marcus Sue with the 2nd place finish. Bruno Bolanos there in 3rd. Great battle between those 2 young riders, all 5 laps. Now our 2025 MotoAmerica Mission Mini Cup Stock 50 champion, Cruz Texter. started off getting himself comfortable again aboard the road bike.
Now he's got him a flat track AMA #1 and a road racing AMA #1.
I love that from the youth of the sport, Roger, realizing the fact that anything they can get on is going to help them in the future, and no need to focus right now on just one discipline. It's very similar to athletes in other sports at this age, still playing baseball and football and basketball, and just working on their coordination and hand-eye coordination and just becoming better athletes. That's what these kids are doing. They're just becoming better riders. Exiting the racetrack now, Cruz Texter will bring the bike down pit lane, be able to meet his family, celebrate not only another race win, but there's a replay of it, another look at that fist pump. I love it. Also being able to celebrate a #1 plate. 3 wins this weekend in his 3 podium finishes. He finished 4th in the first race out here this weekend, qualified on pole here today.
He might start doing a little more road racing now after winning this title.
He's going to look at the weather, though. He's going to see if there's a chance of rain at the road races now that he knows how much he enjoys running in the rain. See Bodie Page over there to meet him and congratulate him as well. Needs help getting the gloves off. Remember these moments, Roger?
Oh, yeah.
Your dad meeting you and giving you the congratulations.
Corey's probably telling him, remember who to thank.
Now, I read his lips there. He said, you did amazing. It was a job well done for Cruz Texter. And these are not just Cruz that will remember it, but Corey, of course, will remember this one as well.
Oh, Cruz's mom, little sister's here.
Whole family out here to support the young rider and all of the work that's been done to make this event happen. Take a look at the full results here from the final race for Stock 50. Nearly a 10-second gap to second place, Marcus Sue. Great ride for him. Great battle with Bruno Bolanos finishing in 3rd.
Cooper Jazikoff 4th, Camden Deal 5th, and Chip Lampley rounding out the top 6.
Cooper having a great weekend, also staying inside of the top 5 in all 4 of those races this weekend. Cruz now with the headset on, the helmet was off, the gloves are off, ready to celebrate. Congratulations on another race win, but bigger than that, Cruz, congratulations on getting the Stock 50 #1 plate here this weekend.
Thank you.
Cruz, you was aggressive early in that race. Was that your plan?
Yes.
It looks like you're having a lot of fun out there. Earlier today, it was all about having fun in the rain. And what was it like in the dry?
Good.
Which one do you like more? You like the wet or you like the dry going this direction?
I like the wet.
Still liking those rain races. I love that you're able to learn that this weekend. What is going to be the biggest thing you remember from these 4 races, you think?
I don't know.
Not sure quite yet? That's all right. You weren't even sure if you were going to come out here and race this weekend. How happy are you now that you made the decision to do that?
Very happy.
Maybe we'll see you doing a little more road racing now after winning this weekend?
Yeah.
You still have more flat track races on the schedule for the season?
Yes.
Cruz, who has more trophies at home, you or your dad?
Me.
That's right.
There you go. Got a couple more of them to take home after this weekend. What are you going to do to celebrate? More pizza, more ice cream, more water balloons? What's the plan?
I don't know.
Not sure quite yet. Well, it was a great racing weekend for you. I know you have lots of friends and family over in the paddock area that's helped you out. Anybody you want to say thank you to?
Mom, Dad, Jason Fields, Town Yamaha, Arai Helmets, Dunlop, Binky Bro, Ethica.
There's a lot to remember. Great
and
job.
Everybody else.
Great job this weekend. It was certainly fun to watch you get more and more comfortable. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot to come from that
great
young rider. Roger, I know you remember getting your feet wet in both of the different disciplines, also on doing some dirt racing as well. A lot to learn and a lot to celebrate for these young riders.
Also, you get your feet wet in interviews. I think that's a big part of you know, being a professional is interviewing and being in front of the camera, and that takes a while. It's not easy to do. So not only they get the track time here, but they also get to start thinking about who they need to thank after the racers and being good speakers.